Alright, good evening all. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. I decided to sneak in a little bit extra time for I'm not going to say a shorter stream today, but a surprise stream, whereas I usually haunt on Saturdays. I had the day off today, so I figured why not return to the lands between for just a bit more practice. The night is soon upon us as NightReign launches in my region on the eve of the 29th, so I figured might as well try to get reacclimated a little bit further. Where we left off with this character was I just went through Stormvale and defeated Godric. I have to make a little bit of a backtrack because I completely skipped over Selen, and then I may explore Caelid a bit further. But other than that, we are in Liurnia. So, again, glad to be back, but still struggling with some memory issues, trying to remember where everything's at. And we also may go after the Mariner, so I can get, I can't remember what incantation it is from D, so that I can go get one of my favorite weapons. So we've got a little bit of a lineup this morning, but not too much. And I'm trying to recall where Selen is. That's Bernal. I think she's over... Is she near the Mariner? Let's find out. Because I remember her being to the north. Or no, she's not. But either way. How many runes do I have? None. Perfect. Oh, that's right, because we did Vade's questline, and I unfortunately had to do some very awful invasions. I'm trying to remember. Welcome in, Resrick. How are you doing today? I was wondering if I would catch you on your way to work. Or perhaps you're already at work. Oh, it's night for you, so your day's already over then. I forgot, I couldn't remember if I caught you in the morning or in the evening, based on our time differences. Well, how was your day? Hopefully Monday treated you well. It's only a 12-hour difference? That's right. I don't know why I thought it was more. Because we just talked about it on the other day. See how much damage this does. Decent. Yes, I'd say don't get used to a Monday stream from me, as my office is actually closed today. So that's the only reason why I'm able to make an appearance. I staggered him. Nice. I get being greedy. Oh, you hit one of your own. Yes, it is. To make a bad pun for a brief moment, today is a day of remembrance in the States, and so I thought, why not go after some other kinds of remembrances? Yeah, it's not necessarily a joyous holiday, although most treat it as such because they get the day off. All the American streamers are on today? Yes. They are probably taking the same opportunity I am. Now, I can't recall if D will appear here or not. Yeah, it's the United States Memorial Day to honor the fallen. which it's normally exclusive for veterans, but I also include it in any kind of social work. So be it firefighters, policemen, all the rest who serve. Oh no, just in general. I don't think it was exclusive for World War II. I think it predated that. But good guess. I'm trying to recall. I know Brazil also has a Memorial Day similar to this, but I don't know how common it is overseas. It may have been canonized or, trying to think of the word, put more to ceremony after World War II given the losses. But I believe even after the Revolutionary War, a Memorial Day was held, although in a slightly different fashion. But I could be horribly mistaken, because I admit I'm know bits and pieces of my country's history, but I admit my gaze primarily goes abroad and enjoys different history than our own. Especially more modern ones. I'd say probably after the 1940s I get rather fuzzy. Now if you ask me about the ancients, I will happily gab on and on, because I know quite a bit of trivia there. Don't think Dee is loitering nearby anymore. I think she's primarily at the hold. So let me pop back there, because I've got some runes now. Oops. Wrong button. Ah, yes, we're counting down the days, which, again, as I said, I'm both excited and trepidatious for it.
Those who live in death all the more. Well, another but with a prow. How would you like to, if you're inclined to? Then I'll introduce. I have a matter in the beast. What say you? Very well.
I did go through the other evening and actually looked at some of the new videos.
What is it? The map indicates it will lead you.
Oh, I have to talk to Garang
What is it?
first?
The map indicates it will lead you to Garang.
It still would be hard. I can foresee that, especially given the timing differences. Because my main worry for you would be, even though you're able to attend the streams typically on Saturdays, it's awful late for you, so you may be in more of a vegetative state of where you can passively consume media, but to be an active participant in a game may be a bit much. So again, no pressure or obligation to get it. I plan on playing it anyway, so if you want to have a vicarious experience, we'll have that here. I'm going to be absolute rubbish for the first few days. I guarantee that. I'm going to hope that other people can carry me. But we'll see. 'Cause there's so many new mechanics and things to learn. Plus, it's a rogue light? Not like. So I have no idea how I'm going to fare. Oh, you're very sweet.
I smell it. Feed it me. Tarnished, I shall grant. Feed me.
I suppose that works.
I shall grant. Feed me. I shall feed me.
Which, speaking of dreams, do be sure to get a good night's rest tonight, because you'll have work in the morning. But then again, it may change to me carrying, because you've watched my streams too much. Again, flatterer. I'm not that good.
You've met then owing to, I think, you the power of
I was
the
watching
golden-
what was it? I don't want to call it a let's play, but a playthrough the other day of a streamer that was going through as a level 1, and I'm still perplexed. Just shy of that one. That would be a dream, to be the next one of those. Because he has an amazing skill.
Are you acquainted with a man named Roger? You know, the piteous fellow hiding away on the balcony. He was a formidable spellblade in times past. Don't let his easy air deceive you. He was wise beyond his years, stout of heart and clear of mind. No more, though. You see him now, ravaged by thorns, muttering and rambling, like he's half dead already. I can't stomach to watch. Take well the lesson, friend. That's how you end up when seduced by those who live in death. When grace is sullied, it rots people from the inside, breaks them. I serve that I might be following those who live near it, and so it is.
And then let me do this. So we'll go to inventory. And trying to remember. I just need a few more. And grinded for hours. I have done that for every... Oh, just shy. I have done that for every profile I've made of where there's usually a significant bit of grinding. Especially before I found out about the Mogwin Palace exploits. So trying to get those as fast as possible was nice. But I believe I saw that they recently patched those. So now instead of swinging your sword, you actually go through and you can use an incantation that presses and holds, and that does the same effect. I've yet to try it though, so that's just a rumor at this point.
Did you need?
I can't even cast that yet. But let's check on dear Roger.
Always good to see you safe. So, what do you need?
I do love that line. Always good to see you safe. Uh-oh, your internet went out again? Do you think it's been because of the weather or the heat? Or just the area that you're in? Because I had a coworker that was really struggling with it the other day.
Now, those eyes of a challenge find them well.
So I need 6 smithing stones too. Oh, that's a shame. Especially since last we spoke, it seems like it's beyond your abode. It actually is further down the network chain. I don't know if it's advised to make this magic yet or not, because it has a D scaling an int. Although I don't really have stats for much else, so why not? I don't really have anything I want to upgrade. Miss Fia, do you have anything to say yet?
I am pleased to see you. Would you like me to hold you once more? The blessing is still aflame in your breast, dear. Would you like to... Now, come closer.
Maybe she'll tell me a secret.
You are so very warm.
Yes.
I was known as a deathbed companion. Where I come from, after I received the warmth and lively vigor from a number of champions, I lay with the remains of an exalted noble. To grant him another chance at life, to do so is the purpose of my being. But before I could bear the noble into new life, I was awakened by the guidance of grace and chased from my birthplace. Pray, be kind. Despite all that, I still wish to be a deathbed companion. So please, let me hold you like this, as often as it takes. Then good day to you, my dear.
FromSoftware knew the game was so hard that they had to induce a hug mechanic just to encourage us on a little bit further. Which again, I absolutely adore. And Resurrect, you're right. Lucky guy. That should have been me. And then in other luck, it looks like both my alerts and the Stream Elements script worked. So, huzzah. Welcome in, Blessings. Or, I believe that's an I. Blessings? 24/5. Thank you very much for the follow. How many runes do I have? I'm debating on cashing in Godric's, because I don't really use their stuff. Let's see how much this costs first. I would like a different fashion choice. Yeah, Fia's questline's one of my favorites.
Not everyone.
Two of those. What's this one? That's useful for constructs. I'm keeping my shrimp. I may just have enough if I do this, but I know I can sell these wretched things. I want this first. And I don't really care too much about that one. I have a staff. You only have 2 of those. And I don't really need any more ones. So now, pop back over to Balk. And have him adjust it for me.
Bok, this is ready to make. Oh, please do be.
There we go. Starting to get the ensemble back. Boost stamina and boost strength. I could go pick up the intelligence crack tier. Or the intelligence crystal tier. Charge attacks, don't really need at the moment. Dex and that. Because that tier, I believe, is over. It's either here. There's a cave there. Or I believe it's further in this way. What's the goal for today? Kind of doing a little bit of cleanup. I bypassed Selen, so I'll need to go see her. And then I'm debating on whether to go through and do a little bit more in Caelid or Liurnia. I may go through the academy. But I've got a little bit more gathering to do first. Primarily, it's just getting back into the swing of things with the controls, which, again, I know that NightReign will differ, but just trying to get down timings and making sure I'm hitting at least remotely the right button. I may even get to Altus, we'll see. So I believe I put on the Ash of War that I used for quite some time. I'm actually just going to test that real quick, just to be sure. Yeah. This is the precursor. The one I really like is actually in the DLC, but in order to get there, I'll have to defeat Radahn and Mohg. Which, Radahn may be doable at this level, Mohg certainly is not. Because I'll need to get to Altus and get the tier and do all kinds of other things. But as you can see off in the distance, that's Raya Lucaria Academy. It's essentially Hogwarts. Again, they did such a good job in this game with the vistas. Ah yes, the killing curse. Which, sadly, many a foe in there will have to be felled, because in order to get through certain areas without them sniping you constantly, you just have to put them down. I need the key first, though. Much like Stormvale, it's another area that's prone for invasions. Because, and this is a cool little tidbit, when the game launched, people designated the kind of entryway to Raya Lucaria as a impromptu battleground, and it became the dueling ground. Back before the Colosseums were a thing. So I thought that was really nice of the community to do that. Although it did nothing to assuage evaders, but... You don't have the patience or the willpower. I didn't for the longest time either. Bloodborne, again, was my first one, and that's only because thematically I enjoyed it. Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and those, I admit, I bypassed for the longest of times. And even Elden Ring, I sat on for at least a month, maybe 2, before I decided to get it as well. And what inspired me was the co-op. Because I thought for the longest time that these were solo grind fest of where it's nothing but you and your misery. But I was pleasantly surprised. And what's really shocking for me is I rarely revisit games after I've defeated them. But Elden Ring, for some reason, I'm able to come back to fairly regularly. Even though I've played through it several times on my own. Back to sleep, Mr. Dragon. It's nighttime. There should be a bed. I suppose it's a contained way to do a challenge, where you get that sense of accomplishment afterwards. But to get to it, my goodness. Now, that said, I really did adore, say, Black Myth Wukong, and I would classify it in a similar regard of where it is a challenging game, and it's designed to be as such. But it has such a rich narrative, and oh, there's more than one revenant. Goodbye. So I understand at least a tiny bit of why the challenges can be appealing. It is, but the payoff is so worth it. I'm still debating on how to go through a brand new playthrough on this one because I've defeated it on my main Steam account, and I have the option to go through a third cycle where I can start from the beginning. But admittedly, I've been keeping that profile as is, so that way if/when it gets DLC, I'm ready. But if I were to go through and try to do a new profile with it on this or on a different Steam profile, I would also have to port the VTuber over, or try to run 2 different instances of Steam. So I'm not quite sure how to do that from a technical perspective just yet. I'm still pondering it. And admittedly, that is my backup plan should NightReign be abysmal. I'm really hoping not, but that's one of my main concerns as far as content and just gaming-wise of what do I do if NightReign flops. I suspect it won't, but there's always the off chance, because it is such an experimental title. And I have to apologize, I was getting our other chatter's name wrong on Saturday. It looks like it's actually No Name Rick was mentioning that FromSoft is sitting on a treasure trove of where there are so many things that they could do with NightReign that it'd be a shame if it doesn't succeed. So that's where the belfries are. I thought it was around here was the tier. Or is that towards the Albanarchs? That's close. I think it's actually here. Or is that EG? So if I take the low road, it should get me there. And I don't trust that fall. Yeah, point of that ramble being is if NightReign goes through, or doesn't go through, I'll probably be looking at another playthrough of Black Myth Wukong. And what I'm looking for should be on a shelf surrounded by finger creepers. And I think I see one, so that looks promising. Yes, here we are. I would just like to steal from you. Stay asleep. Nasty things. Ah, another follower. How delightful. Welcome in, Mike. I'm so glad I got that working the other day. I wasn't able to configure the commands just yet, as Steam Elements and Twitch aren't playing nicely for the links, but it very well could be, given the numbers at the end. This is going to sound horribly vain, but I don't mind the bots at the moment because in order to make Twitch affiliate, you have to have at least 50 followers. It doesn't say that they have to be active members or followers. I am surprised with that too. There seemed to be a rash of them all at once, and then they just stopped. I don't know if it was because of the age in the account, or what the deal was there, but I'm grateful for it either way. I, in many respects, feel bad for disappointing them. Not that business is ever owed, but for the legitimate artists that do reach out and are trying to grind and make their own profits, I still feel bad. Only one of the requirements, there are others. Yes, there are. But for the others, I almost satisfy. It's the followers that I lack the most, which again, I would prefer only to have people who actually want to hang out, because making affiliate is a secondary goal, it's not the primary. But of the 4, you have to stream over 12 hours in a month, you have to stream 7 days within a calendar month, you have to have 50 followers, and you have to have, I think, 5 concurrent viewers. Don't forget us when you become famous. I doubt I shall. 1, you're too memorable, and 2, the likelihood of me becoming famous are very slim to none. But folly rolly rolly ryo, don't forget your old shipmates. I shan't. And that's as close as you're gonna ever hear me sing. Right. I think that's my, not the biggest detriment, but a severe one, in that of where the time that I can allot to it. Although every resource that I read also cautions against trying to stream every day and thinking that 7 days a week is the way forward. What I've been told is that a consistent schedule is far better than an overtaxing one. But again, that's not my purpose. My purpose was to build a bit of a community and have someone to hang out while I play games. And even better if we can play games together. So in that regard, I'm already a success. Oh heavens, no. No, 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 no. I would be mortally embarrassed if one of them stumbled upon it. I couldn't imagine that work call. Because they know me heavily by my voice. So it's like, well, guess who I found? Like, oh dear. I think the coworkers would be worse. Oh no. We get some downtime and they're like, let's go watch some TV and kind of lighten the mood, and they pull up my stuff. I'd never live it down. I mentioned Saturday on I'm Pasty Pale. Well, I think if that were to happen, I would be scarlet red. Can I make it? I made it. Oh, go full Loki and be like, I've never seen this person in my entire life. The problem is my voice. It would be a dead giveaway. Oh, there's Hyena.
Hello? Would you donate? I'm on a pilgrim when I eat one of... Hello? Would you donate? I'm on a pilgrimage and when I eat one of those...
I'm trying to remember where the other one is. But there are people with a similar low vocal range. That is true. But my word choice and the range would be a dead giveaway. I think they'd know me instantly. So we'll see. But if you would, bear with me just a moment. I'll be right back. Ah, thank you for waiting. And what is my range? I honestly have no idea. I've never been vocally assessed. Nor would I even know how to go about doing that. In my kind of early school days, I did have one kind of course or music teacher proclaim me as absolutely tone deaf and admonished me for it, but that's a whole nother can of worms. So I never pursued it after that. I did once upon a time want to be a voice actor, so I thought about pursuing that, but I admit greed got to me. So I pursued a different kind of employment. Oh, thank you. So that'll get me towards EG. Give me your lowest to highest? I wouldn't even know where to begin with that one. So I'll call a rain check on that one. That way I can actually see if the mic is calibrated for it. Because the last thing I want to do is blow it out and then you won't be able to hear me for the rest of the stream. Because where this is I guess you could call it a directional mic. I want to be careful with it. But I may test it one day. I think she's here. You'll be fine. Well, to daydream for just a moment, once upon a time, I did consider being a voice actor because I thought I would have the advantage in that I could voice both the English and Japanese character. That way there would be a sense of continuity to it. Yes, 高校の時に声優になりたかった。Because that was the goal. Especially if you make a kind of more mature / slightly effeminate voice and then translate that over to English, it's either hit or miss. Oh, I'm poisoned. Go away. That's not nice. Wakarimasen. In high school, I wanted to be a voice actor. And yoku wakarimasu. And you understood very well. But yeah, had my career path gone differently, I would have pursued kind of voice acting and kind of teaching English as a second language with some voice work on the side. But I got into tech instead, so here I am. That's still more than most. Do I have the ability to craft? I do not. Do I have anything to cure poison? Doesn't suppose I do. Oh well. Let's go ahead and see if we can do this. Oh, yours changed quite a lot too? I think that's fairly normal for most. But you wanted to learn art, animation, and music? All of those are very cognitive and high skill level ones, so I would say you probably still could pursue it. Art especially, where you can do that in your own leisure time. So I wouldn't say all is lost there. But if you're like me, you're usually exhausted by the end of your workday, so the ability to be a creative is rather shot.
Tarnished, are we? I wonder. I am Selen, a sorcerer, quite plainly. Why are you here? Ah, well, but one must choose one. I was exiled as a revival.
You're lazy.
Very well, but I refuse to anticipate grievance.
I would say that would just kind of make you more inclined to find easier ways to do it, rather than the harder ways. It's 3,000 for that one, too. Goodness. They must think that runes grow on trees, which they do, but
Young apprentice, you are
don't tell them that.
Now.
No, you can't have the scroll. That scroll's for the turtle pope. Well, with eye on the loose, it's possible. But there's no joy in that, and I think you just hit the nail on the head there. Yes, beautifully said. There is a stark difference between using it as a tool and then letting the tool use you. I think it was the Corridor crew has a lovely video on it, especially for content creation. Because YouTube implemented the inspiration tab in the creator's dashboard, and their response to that was beautifully written and gave really good examples of where you don't want AI to create the things for you and then you just execute it. You want to be the creative behind it. Oh, share? Let me see if I can do that real quick, because that one's worth a share. So let me do 2 things. I'll blank out the screen there, so apologies for the darkness. But it'll be momentarily. Because I can post a link in my own chat, so na. I've yet to figure that out, though, of when you're in Twitch, it's either an all or nothing block, but in Stream Elements, it was a conditional one. I tried to configure it, and it didn't quite work the way I wanted. So, I'll get to that point eventually, where we can all share links, especially for individuals like you whom are trusted. But till then, I've got them disabled just for the fear of bots. So let's see. Just disable it? I would, but again, where... Let's see. I worry about some of the nefarious things bots would post, but that's the video Corridor crew put out regarding the YouTube side of AI, which again, I thought they did really well with, especially how they concluded the video by showing successful uses for it. And one of my all-time favorites was using it for mocap, because there is so much data involved with that. It makes an abundance amount of sense to let AI do the heavy computation. Now that I've shared that, I can pop back here. Aha! And I wanted these. Do I want the Scholar's Armament now, or can that wait? I'm thinking it can wait, under the guise of I intend to use Holy more often, and need to be focusing on getting levels. So how about I do this? Where is Godric's Remembrance? That should give me at least a few levels. Maybe a couple, but... And I think that's precisely what I needed. Order's Blade. So that's not the burst. I think it's a fairly new introduction. I think as recent as, say, February of this year. Because I don't recall seeing it when I was making my other commentary-less comments, or commentary-less content. Say that 5 times fast. So I think it's fairly new. And it's really hit or miss. Like, Lioness's stuff makes a lot of sense because it has enough content to really feed the engine, but more obscure channels do not. You wanted to be a voice actor? You can actually do it on stream. You found out my other motivation for trying this. So I'm working towards getting the courage to try, but the first one honestly was the community of it's one thing to play video games, but it's another to have someone along for the ride, which is the immense fun there. And then, perhaps if things go well, I might pursue other things. I would like to take a few vocal lessons first, though. As I'm sure there are additional tactics that I could be using. And where is the nod? There it is. So yes, I have layers upon layers. Ah, nice. I'm really impressed with the streamers that do so because of music, either because they're a composer, a musician, or a singer. Those ones are really interesting to me. Oh, that's one of the ones that they haven't fully graduated yet, but they're seldom seen. I'm sorry to hear that. Those are still better. We were saying that last time of where the vast majority of your list is not. But good on you to stay on the list, just in case they do make a triumphant return. Yeah, exactly. You'll be there waiting for them. Suppose I could just do that. And do I not have the stats to do the thing yet? Go up here, because maybe that's a safe zone. I bet I don't have the stats. If they stream when you're available, that's the other catch, is making sure that you have time to actually have your schedules align. Yeah, I meet the requirements, so can it not be on that blade? Oh, it's because I know. There we go. Perfect. You just want to low-key hear me voice act? You never know, I might show up one day in a video or something of that nature. I have to follow up on another lead that I had. Again, no promises on this one because my last time I mentioned when it fell through. But I may be volunteering my voice for a indie game. We'll see. I've submitted my application, but I'm not sure if they'll take it or not. Hopefully it's one of those voices that'll be hard to place and it just kind of blends in the background. But then I'll say a phrase or something like that and then you'll know, it'll be like, I know where that one came from. Goodness, I need not hold my mug that way. The poor VTuber lost focus there. It's like, uh-oh. Alright, so that's Selen and... Go off in ranges you've not heard before? You never know. Ah, you might. Because I don't profess to have that much of a vocal quality. So I'm trying to think. I guess I could go... We just did Selen. I've got the emote. I didn't buy the Scholar's armament. Because I'm going to be going after the undead for the most part. There's the option for the Belfries. Let's go back down to Morn very briefly. Ah, thank you. I appreciate that. Again, it's unknown at this point. The developers have had quite a lot of other major things that they have to work on, so the voice acting side of it's not really a priority. But we'll see. It'd be a good experience either way. The bad part for me, though, is I do play, say, Dungeons & Dragons or some of the other TTRPGs, and I have ample opportunity to try voices. I get so skittish. I don't know if it's stage fright or what, but I always fail to do a proper voice. It's a very small studio. I don't even know if they have a proper LLC. Uh-oh. Hang in there, Elden Ring. Don't crash on me. Scottish roll. So then when I mean indie, I mean indie. That's a trap. I believe this one leads towards the mausoleum. Very true. Which, to be honest, I am hoping that the gaming industry sees a renaissance where indie developers who actually put passion into their projects overtake the market. Too long have the big ones just squandered what they could do. I guess I did pick it up. Yes, I will go under my alias. For branding. Gotta have at least some modicum of consistency. Uh-oh, come on, hang in there. I think I'm gonna leave Morn. Seems to be struggling here. True. There's a kind of cozy one coming out called Hawthorne, and it's basically Mr. Toad and Mr. Frog meets an open world slash survival game, or farming sim more aptly. And it's actually from Castaways from Bethesda, and I'm trying to remember the other studio that's involved. It's on their Kickstarter, but I digress. It's developers that have left a big one to go small. Oh. So, very much like the schism that happened at Ghibli, of where they went off and made their own studio, I'm glad to see that those artists are thriving and continuing on a new path. I think this is a crash. Nope, it recovered. I don't know why it's struggling all of a sudden. So let's leave Morn. So I've got the Faith Knot tier already. I am not yet ready for the Death Knight Catacombs. So I think I'm going to advance Roger's questline a little bit further for that anyway. I have some weapon upgrades. I don't want to go to Altus just yet. And I'm not quite ready for the Radon Festival, as there's a few more spells I'd like to get. And I'm trying to remember where they are. I suppose I could do Selin real quick. Let's solve their silly little puzzle. Yeah. Yes. How'd I come across the voice acting role? A friend of a friend, of where I have someone who actually plays the game and is a tester for it. They mentioned that they needed additional voice acting roles. So thankfully it is a legitimate role rather than one that's dubious. But speaking of AI, that is one thing that's really hard in the industry right now, is AI has progressed fairly well. So the need to pay voice actors is, while still there, many are reconsidering it. Which is a shame because they're missing out on so much talent. Yes, the dubious roles, you have to be very careful how you read contracts nowadays, because there are writers on them that stipulate that they can use your vocal recordings to train an AI to impersonate you, so they only need you for a few sessions, and then they can use your voice later on. That's why the cast for, I think, Genshin, all walked. You still get irritated by the sound of it? It's pro and con. There's these horrible ads I've been getting lately on YouTube for, I suppose they're comic book inspired, but they're just abysmal. And the voice actor they've sampled is dreadful. You could tell he once had good quality, but no longer. Yeah. Goodness. Now, is there only 3 or 4 of these, I can't remember. Yes, especially, again, this may just be my bias, but the male voices in AI aren't awful, but the female ones certainly are. Alright, so that unlocked that. That's the scary part, or the thing that gets me, and this is why I mentioned the dubious voice acting ones, is if they train an AI on a specific person's voice, it's not quite seamless, because it misses some of the modularity that a human voice can do, but if you give it enough recorded hours, it can do a fine impression. So again, it's quite scary. It truly is. Years ago, we had to worry about deepfakes, of where they could take recorded footage and modify it. Now you have to be incredibly skeptical of anything you see or hear, because they can do video alterations and voice shockingly well. Yes. Which is a shame, because it was supposed to be used for good, and like all things, its purpose has been corrupted. I'm trying to remember where things are. There's a chest not too far from here. Oh dear. Well, I was around in the earlier days, and the internet was quite a scary place in the past as well, so it's not like it's ever been wholly for good. Especially in the early days of YouTube. Some of the videos posted there were quite scary. To put a nice bow on it, you could find anything and everything. Gimme. Goodness. Dial up to the point of you would scream at whomever answered the phone, because that would disconnect you. I do miss the sounds. Suppose they've already killed my dog. Damn. Goodness. Well shot, sir. Get off the horse. There we go. They shot me through the wall. Impressive. Then I also liked, talking about sounds, the dot matrix printers. The long downloads, or the begrudging ones of where the progress bar would go in reverse. Where, say you started the download, it would get 90% and then start reverting. just make you sad. Torrent took the brunt of that one. Yeah, that's what I get for laughing. Yes, where the download was corrupted, but it didn't have an error exception handling, and so you weren't sure whether it actually had truly crashed or if it was still attempting it. Don't miss those. I will admit I am thoroughly spoiled nowadays, though. I have a fiber line, so I have symmetric 1 gigabyte up and down. I still do that to this day. Anytime there's a progress bar and I'm allowed a cursor, I put it at the end, and then you can go walk away, make a sandwich, and then come back, just to see where it's at. Old habits. I suppose I could sell most of those. Oh, absolutely. Especially where you become so accustomed to it. So now that I actually have my staff and one of my spells, let me fix these for a moment. Oh, goodness. 38? Where's Night Shard? That's Night Comet. Do I get Shard from Gallery? Well then. I'm only one level away from Rancor Call, so I'll need to keep that in mind. I don't believe I get many runes from the creature in the depths of Stormvale. But I do need to kill it to advance Roger. So let's go to the lift side chamber. Or no, is it the... No, it's the other Grace. It's the sealed one. Secluded cell. So that way I can get Roger's dialogue. The question will be, do I have enough for the flask? I have a seal. And then I need to... 1 HP is all you need? Oh, you're about to be disgusted with this one. Flask. Okay, flash charges. Give myself 1. Just to get there. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably say maybe a high 3, maybe 4. You may be more disappointed, because this is a cheese I'm about to implement. Disgust me then? Oh, and I'm taking the long way around, aren't I? I suppose I could have gone through... Well, no. No, I am taking the long way. Because I usually don't have to fight all of these guys. This is one of the first cheeses I ever found out about for the ulcerated tree spirit that hurt Roger. think I can outrun the rats, but do I want to take a moment? I'll try to outrun them. The mother will be a trouble, but... if I can get past them, and then just book it. If I get lucky, they may act as fodder. Ah, I knew they'd hit me. That's why I left myself one flask. And then up we climb. Just a bit more to go to 1 HP. I don't think they're going to come this way. So let's see. Take that off. Oh no, the discussing part starts now. I don't think I'm close enough. I am, okay. We'll be here for a little while. Because this is the cheese. As we'll gradually chip away at his health bar using poison. And he has none the wiser that I'm actually here. Two hours later. No, it shouldn't take that long. I think it's no more than... oh, we can start our timer and actually find out. Because I think it's about less than 7 minutes. How did I find out? I'm trying to remember if it was one of Dom Roundtable's videos or a different one. As of course, in Elden Ring there is no clear quest guide or sense really into why you have to do this. Other than he hurt Roger, so therefore he must die. So I know it was from some YouTube video, but I don't recall which one. Crouch. The problem will be, for me, is to make sure I don't hit the wrong button. We're just counting his HP? Essentially, yes. As he slowly but surely rots away. Or succumbs to the poison, since there is rot in this game. And I may cast this excessively, but I just want to make sure that he stays poisoned. At 10 HP, shank him in the rear. I may do a kind of flourish as a finisher. As I do have that beautiful Ash of War now. Problem is, I'll have to make sure I do enough damage. And this is why I brought plenty of flask with me. Because the bad part is, as you inflict poison, their immunities go up. Oh, definitely. That is one thing I have not built in this game, is a poison build. Ah, welcome in, Elden Swarm. How are you doing today? You've caught me at a rather dull moment, as I'm getting revenge on a ulcerated tree spirit in the most cheaty way possible. Yep, a little bit over half. But good news is we've got plenty of flasks to spare. Why not fight it? The ulcerated tree spirits are alright. I prefer using magic against them, and I don't quite have all that I would normally have on this character. So I admit I'm being lazy. I hate how much they wriggle around. Cool enemy, though. That and this one is a little bit of poetic justice for a bit of a spoiler, where it's caused Roger to rot from the inside out. I think it's only fitting to kill it this way. Kind of to inflict the same amount of suffering. Ah, how very kind of you to follow. I definitely appreciate that. And thank you likewise for coming in and chatting too. How's your day been treating you? Doing fairly well. I'm very fortunate I have the day off today, so I get to have a impromptu stream. So I'm excited to be back in the lands between again. Getting ready for Limveiled and the NightReign. Slowly but surely we're getting there. In NightReign, I'm debating. I really have my heart set on the Revenant, if she is as rumored to be, where she can summon the large skeleton. But I've not seen too much about that one, and I have a sneaking fear that it's a later unlock or behind a paywall of some kind. So, as an alternative, I'm looking at Iron Eye. But how about yourself? Are you interested in NightReign, and or if so, what build are you looking at? Come on, show me your health bar. You don't have a console, so you're saving for one? Nothing wrong with that. One thing I've been kind of cautioning individuals to do is wait to see it, because it may be a potential flop, or I'm really excited to see the other content creators, to see what they come up with. So I'm definitely one of those that likes to see it before I buy it. Which console are you aiming for? Xbox or PlayStation? Get ready to shank it. Soon. Very soon. So I want to make sure that the shank is worth it. PS5? Ah, nice. Are there any other games that you're looking forward to? Do one more of these, and then we'll charge this. There we go. got some runes from that. That's not bad. Not quite enough for the level I was hoping, but I think if I sell a few things, that should take care of that. It's one of those don't clap for that one. That is not a GG. That is despicable. But I only did it for the plot. Because I want to advance poor Roger. Ah, nice. So see, you've got quite the lineup for. That makes sense. Yes. If I get to the point where I get affiliate and I can have my own custom emotes, that is going to be one on the high priority list, is a despicable GG of where you passed, but only just. I'm trying to remember the quote. I think it's from Peter Cushing of what you did was sneaky, underhanded, and downright disgusting. I loved it. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 should be fun. Sounds so sadistic. It is a smidge. I'm trying to remember what movie it's from. Let's go 1/3. And then Dear Roger. Uh-oh. Hello, buddy.
Always good to see you safe. So, what do you need? The misshapen corpse under Stormvale. That is a sacred relic of the Black Knives plot, as that famed night of assassination is known. It happened during the golden age of the Erd Tree, long before the shattering of the Elden Ring. Someone stole a fragment of the Rune of Death from Malekith, the Black Blade, and on a bitter night, murdered Godwyn the Golden. That was the first recorded death of a demigod in all history, and it became the catalyst. Soon, the Elden Ring was smashed, and thus sprang forth the war known as the Shattering. I once wished to become a scholar, you see. I've spent many an hour scouring the archives for knowledge of that fateful plot. The world has grown crooked, and if you intend to put it to rights, you'd better understand what happened to make it this way. And that thing is to blame for the shape I'm in now. I urge the utmost caution. Don't disturb the corpse more than necessary.
I don't think I need any of those. But I do likely need to rest to advance that. Hope I don't have to leave and then come back. Let's see though. I'll skip through whiny one.
Can you believe blah, blah, blah. You might be surprised. Then they only had to. It's on Mount. That's where they hide. Just you wait. You'll rue the tale of. It's on. That's where they hide. Just you wait. The tale of how.
Always good to see you safe. So, what do you need?
You've uncovered one of my fatal secrets. NPCs I like, I allow their dialogue to play out. NPCs I don't care or dislike, I skip through. Oh, I'm just shy again. Very well. I surely have another one I can use. I think that'll do it. Or was it 6? No, just barely. And what did I need? It was... I needed 14th Faith for something. What was it? I need 32 or 38 intelligence for Night Comet. Rancor. That's it. Need 14 for that one. Alright, so that's the bare minimum there. And then I suppose from here it'll be int and vigor and mind. And I can change this out to... meeny, meeny, miny, mo. I suppose strength for now, because I have the sword set to that, so I can do the incantation. Rancor. Okay. And then we'll check on... I think I already checked on Roger. I think I have to leave and come back.
Always good, so.
Yeah. Because I don't think Fia will spill the secrets just yet.
Oh, your divinity, have mercy and grant me forgiveness. The road is yet long, a god is not easily felled. But one day without fail you will have your wish. So please grant me forgiveness, Queen Marika.
I feel bad for eavesdropping, but that's a useful line.
You, is it? I didn't notice you there. I'll be doing my job, same as ever. Just lay out your arms. Those words were not meant for you. I may be prisoner to you, tarnished lot, but my prayers are mine, and mine alone. Well, I've had my say. I'll be more careful too.
Poor Hugh. Very scaly. I imagine that helps him blacksmith a bit. And these ladies... Do I want to buy anything from them? No, because I can go pick up the carrions quickly, so I don't need to worry about that one. Where to next? Suppose I have the academy, and I can do a little bit more in the Earnia. There's also the well. I'm not ready to fight the champions yet. Nor do I really have the need to, because my armor is pretty light at the moment. But it will get heavier as time goes on. There is the battle in the swamp. I don't think I'm quite ready for that yet either. I suppose I could do a few rune arcs. But out of curiosity... Oh, I was already at the hold. Ensha's not yet mad at me. But let me see what Roger is up to. Because I think I physically have to leave and then come back.
Always good to see you safe. So, what do you need?
Those pauses are starting to scare me. So smithing stones are next on the order as well. As my staff takes standard ones. But what I wanted to see... If there's anyone at this level that might need some help. And that gives me a moment to tinker with a few things. Thankfully, I don't think that that's a thing unless I put out the waggling tongue. I'll go ahead and put that on too. I don't think I have it, but there is an item that can lure invaders whether you have a co-op summon or not. It's commonly used for, say, fight clubs or sadists who really like the extra challenge. And I do think it's befitting, in a way, that the item is a tongue. Because how many times have our words got us in trouble? Ah yes, but I didn't disclose the when or where said club, if there is a club, should be. I can't remember if I've been summoned to one on stream or not. I may have been on my other profile. So what I'll do is twofold. Let me withdraw from this one. And then take a quick rest. And I will be right back. I'm going to take a quick break and refill my water. So let's see. Button, who's got the button? Alrighty, thank you for your patience. So let's see then. That does get me curious though, so what I'll do is twofold. We'll quit out there. Oh yeah, I was just refilling my drink. But as we learned last time, if I don't turn off, or at least untoggle the VTuber, it does a nice little dance if I decide to move. So let's see. Who do you think we'd have better luck with? Not in this case, because it zooms in and out rapidly and, for lack of a better word, spasms. Yes, that was my attempt at making a melee-only strength build. Kinpachi Taicho? Yes. I am a big fan of Bleach, or at least I used to be. It's been an age since I've read the comics. Yeah, we were joking on, there's a few streams past at this point, that on my Discord I should include badges of people who are claiming captain titles. He does, thanks to Unahona. As far as captains go, I think Kuchiki Taicho, captain of the 6th Division, or Jushiro Ukitake are some of my favorites. I later learned to like Shunsui as well. Kyoraku. I think Ukitake was robbed in the Hell Arc, though. I won't go too much into it for spoiler, but... Captain of the 6th Division is Rukia's adopted older brother. And then Ukitake is the silver-haired one. Or white-haired. You didn't grow up watching Bleach? Well, now's as good a time as any to get into it. Because the animation style in the 1000-Year Blood War is really gorgeous. My only worry is I've seen shorts on YouTube, and I'm hoping that they were sped up. Otherwise, the dialogue seems very stilted. Back then, it was one of the overly hyped ones. Right? I dare say you probably had the better experience if your friends retold it. Because I don't know about you, but I love it when my cohorts tell me things. Because it sits better in the mind, where you're allowed more creativity than you actually watching it. And I may just be weird. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be disastrous. Oh. This is Consort Radon. That's why this is gonna be a disaster. It puts me into heavy. Ah, welcome in. And I have to apologize, I got your name wrong yesterday, or on Saturday, but it's Unnamed Rick. I was calling it Unamedric. Hey! Puts me into heavy. So let me take off my helmet. Uh-oh, is that a game crash? Show him my skills. I got killed before even entering the fog gate. Great skill. It's been a long time since that happened. I thought they removed that. Well. Be unfair for the boss? He knew it. He knew I was coming for him. Or the host is probably wondering, like, what happened? And I knew better. That's the worst part of all, is I know that those rocks can penetrate the fog gate, and yet I still stood too close. I have no one to blame but myself for that one. In addition to having not shut off that stake, because I am worthless when it comes to Radon. Well, Consort. I'm pretty good when it comes to Star Scourge. Took it like a boss. Full front on, didn't flinch, just ate the attack. Yeah! Pure skill. Well, especially in the fight against Unahona. Yeah, I thought you'd be mad. There we go. That was so nice to watch. Well, one of the beauties of being a streamer is that you have... there are little moments just like that that are truly clip-worthy. I'll have to remember that one to go back to it because, oh my, that was fun. I'll give it just a moment to see if I get any useful summons. Because that's almost as chef's kiss as a death by gravity. The only detriment to that one is I have now thoroughly disappointed the host. Because Radon's going to be that much harder and they only have one person to help him with it. So while I laughed at my own misery, but I do lament the hardship I've caused. Because that's not a fun fight. Well, Phase 1 used to be fun. I despise Phase 2 with the light show. Yeah, I thought not. Come on. Oh, bugger. That just goes to show you how squishy this character is. Uh-oh. Away with you, dog. I was trying to do something stylish and failed miserably. He has no idea my true potential. That was priceless. That's too close. I need to get better at timing that. Yeah, I'm just stalling to see if we can get another summon. We may not. And if the host is wise, he wouldn't summon me again for that fight. I wouldn't summon me again. Because I'm trying to even think what I would use against Radon. That one blocks a bit more magic. That one's a better one overall. So that's for the fire giant. You would just say it was lag? Well, it's possible. Because it does seem to be having trouble, but I will own that one in that it was my own folly. I stood too close to the fall gate. That and I will blame FromSoft ever so slightly in that those hitboxes should not be activated. That's just poor coding. Let's see if I can do this again. That's just the intended feature? You know, I wouldn't put it past them to say that. And again, it may be confirmation bias, but I do notice that if you're playing in your menus, you're more likely to be summoned. I have no idea why, but it just seems to be the case. Because I've tried it where if you're in an animation, like if you're seated and waiting, it doesn't tend to spawn as fast, but if you're in a menu, you're prime candidate for being pulled. Hidden Morse code. It's like, summon me. Summon my soul. Oh, hey, Lick Tree. Alright. Are we after the rot, or... Don't get one shot again? The game may just crash on me. We'll see. That was embarrassing. Oh, they dropped the straight sword as well. Nice. I'm getting caught on a ledge. Where do you want to go, host? This way? I'm wondering if he just needs a general guide through, or where he would like to go. This just looks like the Crusade. Their armor does. Is the tree still alive? I don't see it yet. And drop. Yep, he wants help with the avatar. I'll go ahead and use this, just because this avatar can be kind of tricky. Oh, I'm rotting. Bad idea. I forgot how heavy-hitting he was. Do I have the rot relief on me? Good, they've staggered him. That's kudos to the other summon, not me. There. And now we have to be careful because there's an invader. Oh, and a cowardly one at that. Looks like he's using a bow. Come on, then. Will you come down and fight us? Or do we need to press on? Oh, I did. His name's Marinara Sauce. I'll not likely be able to keep these as soon as we cross the doorway. There's no doubt he's doing an ambush. No, I'm not. Oh, Madness Pot. Rude. He's a Madness build. Okay. We got double Vike spears. Oh no, that's Mesmer spear. Yeah, he's got me. Try not to go into that room. That's what I didn't want to do. Where'd my host go? I guess he's distracted by that. You little schmuck. I hate it when invaders heal. He's like, you came here to fight. Forgo your flask. Come back, coward. Uh-oh. That one I will blame lag on. Well, I've at least exhausted his resources. Because I think invaders are only allowed 2 to 3 flasks. Boo. Although I am rather proud of what I was able to accomplish there. I did some decent damage. Not enough to fell him, but enough to maybe scare him. Oh well. Let's see if we can get another. Because that tree, it's a... I can't remember if it's an Erd tree avatar? Yeah, the rotten one. That's, I think, the hardest one in the game. Because it inflicts rot. Oh, nice. Yeah, you were telling me about that one, and I did watch the trailer yesterday. I'm hoping that one's available at launch. As it does look like a beautiful Sekiro build. Oh, good. I still haven't seen anything about the Revenant, though, so I'm getting more and more worried. I'm hoping she's available on release, and not something you have to unlock later. But the is it Executor? Because I was going to say Executor, but I think it's supposed to be Executor in that case. Will be a fantastic build for, say, like Lobos, who adores parrying. Okay, so I do have those on. Just trying to remember what I had here. It's playing an entirely different game. Oh no. So not only does it have parry, but it has timed parries. That's made itself to a quick list of characters I shan't be playing. Ugh. May all who enjoy that feature have immense fun. Yeah, Wilder looks like a nice rounded hero class. Of where it can do a bit of this, a bit of that. Let's give this one another try while we wait. That's what it's supposed to do, but... Guess I needed to warm up a little bit. Oh, no trouble at all. Thank you as always for joining me, Resurrect. Hope you have some pleasant dreams and take it easy. Good luck at work tomorrow. Oyasumio. How many of those do I have? I need butterflies. You'll bet that there'll be Elden Ring mods that come from NightReign. Oh, that would be cool. Of where, say, even though it's on the cheaper side of gaming, can't afford NightReign, we have NightReign at home. Just bringing the bosses into Elden Ring proper would be fun. Oh, perfect. I was hoping they would announce an offline mode, because that's definitely going to increase the longevity of the game. I can name probably 5 or 6 streamers that have just screamed out in rejoice. Yes. Good, good, good. Like I was telling Resurrect earlier, of where I'm really hoping for its success. I worry for it, but I'm hoping it has a really good launch. And not just because I want to play it. I want the community to have a fun co-op experience. You're extremely obsessed. Have you revisited any of them lately? Nice. Yeah, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2. Or Dark Souls 3, excuse me. Ah, very nice. I think I would have to play it quite a few times in order to be comfortable with a randomizer. Ooh, that would be fun. A randomizer and seamless co-op? Chef's kiss. Especially if somebody else to play with. Because then you don't have the unfortunate thing like I'm doing right now in hoping and praying that there is someone available asking for help. Because where you have people that are ready and available to do seamless, I imagine the pool's a little bit larger there. Fourth playthrough in 2 months. That sounds about right. Well, the randomizer playthroughs I would give with a slightly different bit of grace, just because there's so much to a randomizer that depending on how it's been generated, it can take some time, especially if you get some of the later bosses early on. It's quite the daunting task. I think so. Yes. And then where you have NightReign going to be a co-op-centric game as well, FromSoft fans are eating very well at the moment. I hope it continues. I truly do. Trying hard to make new Souls friends? Yes. Well, the good news is there's a vast variety of us out there. And again, more the merrier. I know it was a bit of a shameless plug on Saturday, but I'm so glad that you joined. I will warn that it is a little bit quiet, but when we do get to chatting, we chat very often. Oh, have they started posting? Let me take a see here. Just the usual red flags. Well, do keep me posted if they start to misbehave. I'll get one of my mods on that. That or I'll get the immense pleasure of bringing down the banhammer. I'm trying to make a cozy corner on the internet. Nothing's more of a red flag than a generic female name, anime picture, and new account. The last two, definitely. I haven't noticed the naming convention just yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yes, that's true. The age of the account also is telling. Now, I grant you, some make new accounts and they're just getting acclimated, but that's seldom the case. Especially nowadays. So I've got Rock Sling. Yeah, I really don't have anything on this build just yet. Those are the first ones that get pointed out as suspicious. I can thoroughly agree there. Most of the ones I've encountered are where they're trying to sell you something. I'm going to blank out my screen real quick, because I'm going to actually close out of Elden Ring and relaunch it, just to give it a chance. And they're amazing art who looks like it's using either the same school of art or the same AI generator. Yep. Of where it has the white border, black outline, some anime character, and painfully saturated colors. To the point where your eyes just hurt. I had a few of those fairly early on, and like I was telling Resurrect, I never want to dissuade a real artist trying to make it, but using AI in that fashion to do so just seems scummy. And especially to ones like me, who made my own stuff. I know it's not very good. I'm the one who made it. It was my first ever VTuber, and yeah, I know it's got its faults, but I at least tried. They use it shamelessly, claim it as their own, and just the environmental impact of it as well. Yes, for prototyping or proof of concept. Yes. Or used in heavy data computation. I don't know if you can see the past history of this chat, but if you scroll up quite a ways, Corridor Crew has a lovely video I posted a link to, talking about, at least from the YouTube side, how AI can be used effectively. Really good stuff. And see, that's an appropriate use of it, because that gets the vision down enough so that an artist could then interpret it and make it their own. Of where it's guidelines. That I have no qualms with. Or, I play TTRPGs, so I think AI use in making, say, character portraits and stuff in a non-commercial capacity is completely fine. Ah, thank you. I had to reload the game, so let me get my screen back. But the stress there is non-commercial use. The moment you start to sell it, that's when you have problems. There we go. Let's see. And black screen. There we go. Thank you for the heads up on that. You get a bit annoyed when you use the planet as an excuse for hatred of AI. True. I think the thing is an order of scale. Yes, where it's the data centers and other things that provide the computation power behind the AIs. And so trying to do so in an ethical and environmental friendly way is one thing we need to be cautious of. And I don't think we've got a good answer for that yet. So I think it is a valid argument. I'm more so on the art theft and death of creativity side of it. Exactly. So it's one of those of you have to be kind of careful in how you choose the arguments, because there's so many ways it could be twisted against you. The aforementioned Twitch servers. Because think about how many hopeful streamers there are using those platforms, and they don't consider the footprint that they're leaving behind on it. Or streaming, or several other things, so it's all in order of scale. Hey! Ooh, where are we? Are we going after the Deathrite bird? Yes. Do I have anything holy? I don't think so. Yes, that one's an easy argument to make. See if I can get the bird to stand still for a moment. Oh no, did I? Okay, I'm still okay. I thought I fell off. think I did fall off to the point... Can I even get back up from here? I think so. Get out of the lightning field. Yeah, I'm not being very useful today. Would that I had some holy pots. Ooh. I deserve that. I got greedy with my heals. Let's just do some rapid fire stuff, shall we? They've just about got him, and they've done a great job with it. So there he goes. Well done. Objective accomplished. Returning to your world. Would that I had to. Because I would much rather like to stay. See if we can't get another. Which does make me wonder, do I have anything for holy stuff? Because that one's cold. There's the straight sword. This character does not have the faith to wield the sacred blade. So I suppose I don't. What's in my flask? See what I mean with menus? Start piddling around in those. And only 3 days till NightReign? Oh no. Earlier it seemed so far away, and now it's nearly on us. Oh, the dark light. Ooh. We're not to Jory yet. Alright, you're content with just me then. How far back did you trek? Nice. Oh, you're brave. I don't know if I can make that jump. Let's find out. I am gonna cough first, though. Ah, excuse me. Hold on tight. I don't think I've ever tried that. Good to know that there's a shortcut. And here I thought that I knew this catacomb pretty well. Did he just yeet himself off? No, okay. Host, you're scaring me. Because again, I thought I knew shortcuts here, but that one I'll have to add. I know about the one coming up. Yeah, this is the one I know about. I don't know if this is necessarily a shortcut or just the way forward. That's one way to do it. Whee! It didn't temporary ban you or anything, or time you out or anything, did it? 'Cause I should have those settings off. Oh, good. Yeah, I was complaining earlier that I haven't figured out stream elements side of it yet. Good deal. And that's due to Twitch's just blanketed no links or file types. It is, but I wish I could figure out how to set it such that VIPs and other ones could post links. Because that's an option in Stream Elements, but I couldn't get it to work yesterday. It was allowing everything or blocking everything. No in between. That's one way to take care of that. Again, this host seems to know all the secrets. But I admit I am chuffed to bits that the notifications are now working as I intended them. And I even had a couple new followers today to test it, so even better. Turns out they were working on Saturday. I was just a dummy and didn't see them. Ah, thank you. It's one of those silly small victories. Host, did you not want to come this way? Yes, it's like one of those, now it feels more official. PC now majority comp. Oh, so true. Between Dragon's Dogma, Dragon's Dogma 2 and Monster Hunter Wilds, Capcom be struggling. Oh, great. Yet another invader. Yeah, they can't load their shaders. The engine can't handle open worlds. That possibly could be the case of where it's just trying to render too much. I hadn't thought about that. Both were very good games, though. I enjoyed them. Oh, tell me you want to fight the invader. Resident Evil 7? My goodness, that's been an age. Going in. That's true. I wonder how it would fare in a sandbox. Oh, good. I'm hoping the new engine would help. Where's Jory? There he is. And he left. There's Big Bertha. Yeah, 'cause I want them to succeed, because I enjoyed both titles. But I can't deny they had overwhelming problems. Dragon's Dogma 3. That'll give them plenty of time to make the engine and then make the game, because it took so long between Dragon Dogma titles. But I think it was worth the wait. I enjoyed it. Jory. Well done. You got pretty dicey there for a moment. Bravo. Oh. You bought the first one? Have you had a chance to play it? Or did you just add it to the library and forget it? Oh, nice. If you do end up playing it, let me know and I'll post my pawn's details in Discord. Especially for Dragon's Dogma 2. And I know this one has been rife with technical issues, but if you bear with me just one more moment, I'll be right back. So talking about the backlog, you also have Final Fantasy 16. I can't remember, is that the latest one with, it's the first M-rated one. I'm surprised. They've seemed to have skirted that line for a while now. I wonder what finally pushed it over the edge. I'm trying to remember. That's not the one with Noxus, is it? That's the one where they have the brand on the face. That was 15. Oh, it's inspired by Game of Thrones. I don't know if I have a memory of that one. Or if I do, it was short-lived. Interesting. That would give it its M rating for sure. There's another one I saw a trailer for. I can't remember. It's not Duskbloods, because that's the abomination that's coming out on the Switch too. But it was... something to do with vampires. Damn, why abomination? Because it's not Bloodborne. It's not. It gave us a tease of that at the beginning, and then it threw in jetpacks and a Tyrannosaurus Rex transformation. I know it's Sony's fault, but it's... where the new game is a PvE, PvE, PvPvP, of where the players are the bosses, it is the antithesis of what NightReign is to be. And so my beef with it is, don't tease me with the theme if we know we can't return to it, and then give me that gobbledygook. True, it is on Sony, and such a pity. It's an exclusive title, not even occurring on the Switch 2 launch. It'll come later. And it's just got such a amalgamation of themes, it can't be good. Oh, same. I much prefer things on multiple platforms. Right? It would be such easy money for Sony. And I'm really sad to see that the Passion Project was shut down, of where someone was rebuilding it from scratch at 60 FPS. It's not like they were using it as a port or using AI to upscale it. They were going through and making new animations that resembled the old. True, they did. And welcome in, SMA boss. Thank you for the follow. Sony lost the battle, and truth be told, I may just be uninformed, but I can't think of a single title that Sony has released recently that succeeded. At least within the past 5 years or so. Be it a movie or a console game, they've almost fallen into obscurity. That wasn't because of them, though. That was because of the developers and the separate team. Sony just put their name on it, but then when they tried to interfere, it bloody tanked. Helldivers never recovered what it once was. So I don't tout its success to Sony. If anything, I credit Sony with its demise. Oh, they made The Last of Us? So that goes to my ignorance then, because I imagine the show of that's doing fairly well, as last I heard. Naughty Dog makes it. To me, where Sony just provides the name and the capital, but not the passion, I'm very resonant to give them credit for anything. Sony never made their own games. I didn't think so. I think they just are the investment firm. And that might be why I'm not thinking of too much with them. True, true. And I was a fan of the PlayStation for the longest time. Ever since, say, Bloody Roar. And we were talking about Kingdom Hearts the other day, and that was a Square Enix PlayStation exclusive for a while. Yeah, the console was. I was thinking more of the IPs. Yeah. My problem is the price point. Because at that rate, you're looking at the opportunity cost of using a low-end PC versus that console. Oh, I guarantee it. Especially with all the... Well, I won't get political, but all the nonsense going on in the world. Oh, and GTA 6 will certainly do that as well. That's a shame they're not releasing it on PC. At least not to start, because I can imagine there's going to be a fair number of happy mods for that one. People have been waiting so long for it. True. It's become a habit at that point. Was for 2 years. Goodness. Yeah. Let's go unlock some graces. There's no people are gonna double dip. I try not to, but admittedly there are some titles where it's unavoidable. I have to say, even Elden Ring almost got me with the Tarnished Edition for the Switch. It's like, that would be tempting. Because I think the last Switch title I played was Tears of the Kingdom. So it's very seldom that I actually use it. It did. I think that may just be how Square Enix operates as a company, of where they look for those exclusive deals. I saw that, and I was very tempted. The only reason that I didn't is the price point. Because again, one of those games is 14 years old. It should be nowhere near as expensive as it is. Oh, he said that? I could see it. True. That was the other complaint I had with the Kingdom Hearts series, is I played the originals on launch, but I didn't play the expansions to kind of supplement the lore. Because to me, it kept feeling like they were rewriting everything. So I really liked 1, I loved 2. I hated 3. Two games and... Okay, that's not bad. That's gone down a bit since I last looked at it. But I think it started off at like 90 or higher. But... yeah, that's not bad. Maybe that's what I was looking at. Because Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5 remix. Yeah, That's not bad for 50 euros. Means the world to you. I really enjoyed it. Really? You liked Kingdom Hearts 3? I guess my complaint with it was I had waited too long. I kind of reached the age of not believing. Oh, the music's always good. But Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 were my favorites. If you don't mind me asking, which was the cutscene that got to you? Because I've played it through and beat it. Ah, yes. That one is a good cutscene. And that's fair. Where you grew up with the characters, you do develop an emotional attachment to them. The one-liners are what got me, were the same sky, different destinies. Yes. I could see that. I think my favorite part with Kingdom Hearts 3 was the Pirates of the Caribbean level after you get past the stupid first boss. That's the air fight. I hate how they put that down before you can get to the spawn point. And no, I had my heart set on 3, and I hated every minute of it. The cutscenes were good, but it wasn't worth the payoff. Because the dialogue, it couldn't tell me whose audience it was for. It tried to make jokes for a modern audience, whereas people like me are the old fuddy-duddies that played the originals. So it was just disjointed, and then... eh. I have such a sour taste with it, I don't think I could ever revisit it. I'm glad I played it, but it served its course. Now that said, I would happily play 2 again. 1's got a significant amount of jank, but it has a nostalgia factor to it that'll probably protect it. But 3 just made me sad. Oh, do you really? That's awesome. See, traditions like that are fun. That was something I was stewing on earlier of, once I beat a game, I rarely revisit it, but Elden Ring is one of those few exceptions of where I keep coming back. Because I was thinking about it just this morning of, this released in 2022. So it's been nearly 3 years. After 3 years, because the anniversary just passed in February. My problem with games is that it's much like a book, of where once you know the story, I very rarely can revisit it. Yes. And it's so delightful that you have one of those. I do love a good cozy series. Of where it's something that's just comforting. Kingdom Hearts 4 is a bit scary. I think I saw some news on that not too long ago where they released a trailer 2 or 3 years ago, and then they're revamping it. The director said it's written to be the start of the end. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing, in that the end of one person's story could be the beginning of another. I mean, look at Final Fantasy and how many one-offs they have, where there's so many different generations of characters. So while we may say goodbye to Sora, Riku, and Kairi, we may say hello to new characters and new storylines. So I wouldn't say all is lost yet. Oh, he wants to retire? That's fair. But the IP will still be owned, and they can do another series with it. And true. If they were going to continue on with the same story, I would wholeheartedly agree. I would know that director knows those characters intimately, and I would hate to see them without them. But if they pursue new things, it may be good. Don't know yet. But I definitely understand the reservation. Yeah. That was one of the darker thoughts I had with 3, is where they were preying on my age and older, of where we have allegedly disposable income. Like, oh, well, this will be nostalgic for them. It doesn't matter how bad it is. They'll play it anyway. Which, while that is true, don't take advantage of that. Damn. Hello, old culture.
Well, look at you. We don't receive many visitors. I presume you are tarnished? What brings you here? Oh, pardon me. It's hardly my place to ask, is it? I am E.G., a blacksmith who once served the Carian royals. An old codger who refuses to retire his rusty hammer. So here I am, still quietly plying my trade on this spot. Perhaps you'd like a display? These bones are old, but still able. Oh, watch out there. When I'm absorbed in my smithing, I lose sight of all else. If you come too close, I'm apt to cause you harm. I am, after all, terribly large compared to you, Tarnished. You don't know how hard it is not to break anything while I work. Brave Tarnished. A word of warning, if you please. This territory once belonged to the Carian royal family. Their manor lies not far beyond this point. When the Raya Lucari Academy turned on the Carians, the Knights of the Cuckoo descended on this tract. After leveling it, they carried on to the manor. The Carians were taken off guard, but their strength had not waned, and they repelled the Knights' onslaught by conjuring an enchanted snare that remains potent to this day. That is why I say, Tarnished, don't go near the manor, unless you wish to lie with the corpses of the heedless Knights of the Cuckoo. Blythe actually did that, did he? Quite a rare occurrence for such a guarded soul as he. Perhaps he sensed something unusual about you. At any rate, if you're friendly with Blythe, I've something else that might suit you. I've explained of the ancient whatever you...
Nomura. I'm afraid I don't know that one too well. I may know it by sight, but the name doesn't ring a bell. And yes, 1 year hence, GTA 6 arrives. I'm hoping those fans of that franchise will get really enthused with that. Oh, Nomura. I thought you meant a game title. But yes, that makes sense. Ah, gotcha. I think that's one of my favorite Final Fantasy ones. Is that... That's a smithing stone. I gotcha.
Something.
Yep. have to come back and purchase that. All excellent designs. And then since you're a fan of the genre, you'll know this quote. Though the morrow is barren of promises, nothing shall forestall my return. Loveless. And the Executor class will be difficult to play. You'll see a lot of runs live and die based on the skill your teammates are using with them. I thought there was an Ash of War or something up here. Nice. But he also dies quickly. And that's kind of fair, of where he's not quite a glass cannon, but there is a level of retribution for his skill. There it is. And round it goes. The hardest one is what most want to play. I could see that. I missed. Well, the nice thing with it being so difficult is they'll give up fairly early. If they don't give up the game entirely, they'll switch over to a different class. Well, think about it. With Elden Ring's launch, many of them wanted to try magic and other things and were having difficulty with it, so most switched back to the traditional sword and board. Or how many archers did you actually see? Now granted, that's because it was inept and not worth playing, but that's a different reason. There is a bow-only run for a reason. Ooh, fair point. They may not see it as their own folly. I didn't think about it that way. But touché.
Well, be on your...
I hope not. But I have a sneaking suspicion you're right. Because again, that goes with the fun part. Yes. Like we were mentioning on Saturday of if you're speccing towards something or just the collaboration of it. True. But I also hold out the hope that in the Souls community there are many of us, like myself, that want the best for the host and try their utmost, so I'm hoping we balance each other out. But at the same token, I have to admit my counterparts exist, of people who love invasions and just like seeing ruin. So if they go into NightReign, they may be on the selfish variety. So I don't know, we'll see. Well, seeing as I want to play the Revenant, Iron Eye, and possible Recluse, I'm intending to be very squishy. So likewise, no need to apologize. I will cause us a TPK several times over. Exactly. The key is to have fun while you're doing so. Because the loss is inevitable. But so long as we can laugh and have fun about it, then who did we really lose? So I'm not too worried about that. The hard part will be if there's any level of toxicity. That's why I'm glad they didn't include voice comms, because could you imagine how incensed some players are going to be when they lose? And to my knowledge, I think there's not even a chat in NightReign. I think it's purely emoticons and pinging on the map. So I'm curious to see how non-verbal cues they'll do. Yeah, of course. I was just thinking that. Where they'll be just passive-aggressively pinging a certain quadrant, especially if you're going to a different direction. The other thought I had was they may just kind of abandon you. Of, say, we all kind of mutually agree by putting our markers on the map that we're going to go east, and they'll just go lone wolf and go west.
Linger here as well. Shall I share them with you?
If pinging works while you're grounded. Oh.
In Marika's own words, the Erd-tree got become one to wallow.
Or say if you didn't pick them up fast enough, they could force quit out. That I'm curious to see how that's going to be handled. Do you lose the match entirely when you drop to a two-man squad? You just play as two, but I wonder if the scaling will understand that you've dropped down, or will it still interpret it as if you had three? That's the worry. And I'm not ready to fight Vike. That's true. I do need to look into those. Because I bet there's going to be all kinds of build guides and other things to be aware of. True. Because that was one of the things I was admittedly most curious about, where I'm not a fan of roguelites or roguelikes. The fear was, I like creating a build and then using it for co-op whenever. The impermanence of some of those upgrades, or that you have to go farm every time you want to play the game, That's why I've honestly not played a randomizer. In addition to me being scared of mods, but the randomization of it, of where there are certain things I like using, and I will always seek out. You don't have that luxury in randomizers. You use what you get. There is and isn't. It's a double-edged sword for sure. But I'm very curious to give it a try. And that's the worry of it won't have that familiarity. Pick up that spawns those arrows above your head. That would be amusing to see.
Oh, it's you. Well, I witnessed the oppression of the weak. A waking. Put this time, and though the suffering justice to the oppressed, let the scars I put this time, and though the suffering justice to the oppressed, let the scars I
It keeps it fresh in some ways, but it also breeds resentment and disappointment, because then you'll be cursing your RNG stars, and I don't know. We'll see. See, seamless co-op ought to be the savior for that. The problem there is I actually know somebody who was shadow banned because the anti-cheat realized that they had it. Not because they were playing seamless co-op, but because they launched the wrong version while Steam was active. And they were banned at a pivotal point. You've been very fortunate, and I hope that fortune continues. They made a mistake while installing and when they launched it. I don't know necessarily how it happened, but the fact that it could happen was enough to dissuade me as like, I'm good. I will relinquish any amount of joy just to know that I'm playing it relatively safely. Now granted, an anti-cheat could go and get for a language pack or anything else you have installed on your machine, so it's not foolproof by any means, but I sleep a little bit more sound. Yeah, the person admitted that it was wholly their error, but I still, I don't want to let history repeat itself. Nice. I am glad to hear that, because it makes it feel a little bit better. Maybe that's what they did then, is they launched the wrong launcher. Yeah, something like that. Maybe that was it. Either way, the result was very pitiful, and I feel so sorry for him, because it came at the worst time. Yeah. And I suppose we could go through the academy at this point, because I have the key. Although I'm not looking forward to the mages. Yeah, something went horribly awry that, to your point, wouldn't normally happen, but it was definitely a user error contributed thing. Use mod engine? Nice. Ah, even better. So it has that level of distance from it. Smart. I think the only mod I've used in recent years was for Dragon's Dogma 2, because I made a fatal blunder of where I didn't realize sleeping at an inn was different than sleeping at, say, a campsite. And so I played for about 5 to 6 hours my first time through, and I went to an area that I shouldn't have been at an early level. Tried to bamf out using a save file, and ended up losing my progress because I went back to the first camp. And so I couldn't remember where my first Seeker's token was, because I replayed through it. And I ended up using the mod for that one to just point out where that silly little token was, and then immediately uninstalled it. And that's only because I had a memory problem of where I had 2 playthroughs going within relatively short time. And welcome in, Toru. Tarnished if no round, though thou art of passing skill. Morgoth is definitely one of my favorites, so that's a delightful quote from him. And unnamed, do you actually make mods for yourself? Really? What's one that you've created not too recently? And for what game? Oh, that's awesome. Mods to fix things are always welcomed. Because nothing's perfect on launch. Yeah. Leave me be. Is it really? That's awesome. It's a shame Resurrect's already offline, because he was interested in getting into animation and art, so I imagine you two would have quite the fun. 3D animation is just beyond me. Or 3D modeling, rather. What program do you end up using? You're successful enough to be a verified modder? That is outstanding. Right to the poison. Nice. That's really cool. And does it run on UE4? And have you dabbled with UE5 at all? Because I can't remember how far along it was. It's pretty similar. I don't know if I'll get to this one in time. There we go. Okay, that's a good analogy. Windows 10 to Windows 11. Makes sense. Well, still, that is awesome. To be a little bit further of nosiness, and feel free not to answer this, but is that what you do professionally, or is it more of a hobby? Because either way, it's immensely cool that you can do it. It's a hobby. That in its own may make it a little bit more fun. Oh, wrong button. But still, to be accredited on Nexus Mods as a verified modder, that's quite the accomplishment. Let's go see the Pope. As you should be. Not many get that title. Nice. Little extra coin for the pocket, too. I hope so. Because they brought something to the system that it desperately needed. I definitely wish them all the success. In truth, I wish FromSoftware would just hire them and then integrate the mod. That way it's natively run. It's such a missed opportunity there. That's really cool. That's a lot of downloads. Hey, that's better than YouTube dividends. You get that many views on a short and you'd get 10 cents. So if you do a proportionate conversion, that's quite a bit of change. Just because I'm paranoid, I don't want to go in there while it's nighttime. Just in case the bell-bearing hunter's there. $3.6 million. That's unfathomable. But makes sense.
I welcome you to... I am Muriel. My apologies. Do you know how it came to be? Well, that is shattering. It is by the matter, and so the urge... Oh, was there
Truly, because again, think about how many hours of joy they've brought to others.
Oh, what very well. Heresy is not all thing. You wish to know Lord Radagon was... He came to these... He soon repent. However, Radagon taking the mystery as to why and Moro. You know, a famed when he glimpsed, and as such... You know, a famed when he glimpsed, and as such...
They make insane money. I can see that. Alright, let's see then. Debating on what we should get into next. The person who makes the most popular graphics mod is insane as well. That is a ton of supporters. I wonder how complicated his tax scheme is, though. Again, not that I would snub that kind of revenue by any means, because you can hire an accountant at that point. But still. True. Especially if they can. And the tiers may be incentivized to encourage you to get the more expensive ones. Or again, hire them. of where it's like, hey, we don't want to be competing with you. Come join us. That's what I would do. Because shutting them down would get disfavor with the fans, but employing them, while granted they would probably make far more as a freelancer, bringing them under the fold allows the legal teams and other ones peace of mind. So while it's not necessarily in the best interest of the creator, they could in terms of longevity, I suppose, but... Right? So that makes me wonder if there's some deal unannounced or more to the story than we know. Don't know. Either way, I hope his success lingers on. It depends on his origin of business. But his mod is built onto the intellectual property of someone else. So I would say, where I am woefully uninformed on that topic, consult legal counsel. Because I don't know if that would be a venture I would easily undertake. That's probably where the legal loophole comes in. Right. You pay for the early access and then the additional content for the behind the scenes. It's like an artist giving away a sketch of a copyrighted character, but pay to view for the stream. Right. But where our legal systems are such a quagmire, there are always exceptions. Jarberg's to the south. I think you nailed it. Go after the defenseless versus one that could actually put up a pretty decent fight. What a world we live in. It sets a precedence, which is maybe why they don't want to. I could see it. Ah, so that's why the emulation is quote-unquote relatively safe. I gotcha. Makes sense. Because technically you are buying the intellectual property and the media that it's on. That might be kind of the motivation behind the Switch's and Nintendo's toothier agreement where you don't actually own the content, you're just leasing it. Yeah. I hope it does. I hope it doesn't set a legal precedence for the future. Yeah, it makes things weird. And I think it'll be weird for at least the next foreseeable few years until they sort all that out. And I forget if there's a grace. There is. I'll go grab that one instead. Or I miss the implementations of where developers got creative to punish pirates. Like the unkillable monster, or where you can only play the game halfway through, or something like that. It reminds me of a professor I had years ago who hated his publishers, and so he would kind of give us the rough draft of his book. That way we could use it in the course, rather than have to go through and actually buy his published version. Yeah, the inequity between classes is certainly getting worse and worse. I think it'll be within my lifetime we see the middle class utterly disappear. It'll just be the haves and the have-nots. That's the optimal way to look at it. And let's see if I can do this. Yeah. That, and there's just a level of consciousness to it of where it's like, I want to make this right. I was shocked to see that, especially, I'm going to pick on Nintendo again, where it's going to be $90 USD for new titles to the Switch 2. Or even old titles ported to it if you don't get in within the grace period, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I admit I was perplexed at that decision. Right? Or, like, again, to be mean to Tears of the Kingdom, even though I enjoyed it, the app really isn't that much of a value add to me. So again, I'm not swayed one way or the other of like, oh, this is a quintessential feature, I must buy it. It's nice that they've included it, but that's not necessarily a motivator to buy it again. It's one of those, I'll just continue to play it on my Switch 1 and be quite content.
Hello, cuz. I didn't think any... Ah! Gosh, it's not easy being... I know. It's just a little test. Your skin isn't so... You need sleep. I'm sorry, cuz. What a shame. Don't look so... We can still chat. Come back and visit me. Don't look so... We can still come back and visit...
And I have to brag on myself for just a brief moment. I made it to Jarburg without dying. I do an abysmal job with those tombstones, and actually made it this time first try. So, ha ha ha. I usually goof up towards the end, and the fall is just a little bit too tall. Small victories. I'll leave theirs. Meanwhile, I'm going to pilfer all the rest of their flowers. Because the grave violets are one used for the rancor pots. And I will say the additional context the DLC brought to this village is harrowing. It's like, oh, that's a thing. And this spot reminds me, there was such controversy when the game launched because of this incomplete area, whereas on the map it looked like it was a connected junction. People were so mad. I have to be careful not to hit any of the poor little jars. I may be a monster, but I'm not that bad of a monster. It's like even I have standards. Pitiful as that is, I'll take it. Because I'm debating on the gray old cheese or not. Because I don't know if I can do that anymore. It's already almost 7 there. So it means another 2 days till NightReign. 2 more sleeps and then it's here. I know, I can't believe it. Sadly, I won't get to play it on Thursday as I have another commitment. But Friday, I plan on trying it out. Just to get a good feel for the controls. And then I think on Saturday morning, well, Saturday evening your time, I'll be streaming again. So you might hear me whining on Discord and be like, this is awful! I thought there was a cracked pot on top of one of these rooftops. I think it might be that one. Ritual pot, there we go. So there's Jarburg. Got that Grace, got that one, got that one. Again, I'm not yet ready for Vike, because I think he'll just thoroughly destroy me. I'm trying to think what else I may have missed. I've gone through Morn. I have the Radon Festival. But I'd like to get a bit more int before doing that, because I think I'm rather squishy. Although his runes would be useful. I suppose the Academy. Because in the academy I can get the Carian Knight set. I have one marker there. Where's the other one? I have one... Oh, directly on it. I don't need that. Yeah, so we've got tonight, tomorrow, lead us to Wednesday to Thursday. So 3 more sleeps for me, and then NightReign. I have a few runes, but not quite enough from the merchant yet. Because the merchant down here is actually the one that wears the same outfit the character can unlock. And if I did it right, Yura's quest should be around here somewhere. There it is. But hold tight for me for just a moment, Yura. I want to grab this. So what I'll do is let me fight this one, and then I think I'll wrap up for the day, because there's some chores I need to get to. But this has been a true delight to get to hang out, because I know it's an unusual day for me, but even still. I think one of those just missed him. See if this will. Yep. He dodged right at the right moment. Oh no. Well hit. See if we can get on either side. None of that. Oh, already felled Yura. This guy's a bit more challenging than I thought. I wonder if that'll mess up my quest if I do. I don't know. No flask for you. But likewise, death for me. Got you on the backswing. There we are. That one was closer than I dare say. Although I'm hoping that didn't just break Yura's questline. Because I've never had him be felled there. Usually we wrap up that opponent pretty quickly. Oh good. He's justly winded.
Oh, it's you. Thanks for your help there. That bloody finger was a thorn in my side. Here's a token of thanks. I'm dying to see. Yes, she is the Duddin spot. If she comes for you, there is no shame.
Because that's who I need the cracked tear from in order to go after Moog in my current state. I don't have nearly enough health to soak his knee heals. Alright. Let's go take a quick rest. And then we'll wrap up our stream here. 'Cause I don't think I have enough for flask upgrade yet. No. How many more do I need? 3. I have 2. I'm 1 shy. Alright. That'll be something I can look forward to next time. But I think the next time we meet, night will have fallen and the rains will be started, as NightReign will be upon us. I'm, again, looking forward to it in many ways and dreading it in others, so we'll see what comes of it. I do want to take a quick moment to thank you all for hanging out with me today in my impromptu stream, and hope that you have a very lovely rest of your day and an even better start to your work week, as Monday has already come and gone. You did the hard part of the day and you woke up, went to work, and did what you needed to do. Till then, hope you get a good rest, and take care.